taste of copper floods my mouth again. Not blood, pennies. A whole mouthful of cold, metallic pennies pressed against my tongue. That's how I know it's starting. Again. I don't open my eyes. I know what I'll see. The endless stone corridor slick with something that isn't water, stretching into a darkness so thick it feels like tar. And the sound. That low, wet, schlup, schlup, schlup. Like something massive dragging itself through mud on the other side of the wall. Right on schedule, 3:17 a.m. I take a shaky breath. It's just a dream. A stupid, recurring dream. Annoying, not terrifying. I've walked this corridor 100 times. Nothing ever happens. I just walk and taste pennies. Then, from down the hall of our cramped apartment, it cuts through the dream haze like a shard of glass. No, get it off me. Ellie. My eyes snap open. Reality rushes back. The glow in the dark stars peeling off my ceiling, the distant hum of the fridge, the faint smell of Dad's old pipe tobacco clinging to the curtains, and my sister's raw animal screams shredding the quiet. They don't sound human. They sound skinned alive. I'm out of bed before I'm fully awake, bare feet slapping the cold linoleum. Mom's already there, murmuring soft, useless things outside Ellie's door. Sweetheart, it's okay. It's just a dream. Shh. But it's not just a dream. The corridor, the pennies, the dragging sound. We confirmed it yesterday, comparing notes with trembling voices over lukewarm cereal. Every detail identical. Down to the chipped green paint on the third stone block to the left of the entrance. Down to the taste of the pennies. Except Ellie wakes up screaming. Every single time. Ellie, honey. Mum's voice cracks. The doorknob rattles, locked. Again. Ellie started locking it after the third night. Said she didn't want us seeing her like that. Ellie, open up. I pound on the cheap wood. It's me. You're okay. The screaming stops abruptly, cut off by a choked gasp. Then, silence. A silence worse than the screams. Thick, waiting. Mom presses her ear to the door, her face pale in the hallway light. I taste pennies again, sharp and real. My jaw aches. The lock clicks. Mom pushes the door open gently. Ellie sits bolt upright in her narrow bed, bathed in the sickly yellow glow of her cartoon nightlight. She's 10, small for her age, drowning in stupid cow pajamas. Her eyes are wide, impossibly wide, pupils swallowing the blue irises almost completely. Sweat mats her blonde hair to her forehead. She's trembling so violently the bed frame creaks. Ellie, Mom whispers, taking a tentative step. Ellie's gaze locks onto mine. Not Mom's, mine. There's no relief there, no childlike fear, just a raw, bottomless terror that makes my stomach clench. Her mouth opens, but instead of words, a thin trickle of saliva, tinged pink, runs down her chin. She points a shaking finger, not at me, but past me, into the dark hallway. Her lips move silently, forming two words. It's coming. What's coming, baby? Mom asks, rushing forward to wrap her in a hug. Ellie buries her face in Mom's shoulder, her tiny body racked with silent sobs now. She won't look at me, but I feel it, a sudden pressure behind my eyes, like thumbs pushing inward, and the smell, not pipe tobacco, wet stone, old copper, and something else, something vaguely sweet and rotten, like forgotten fruit left in a damp cellar. The smell from the corridor. It's here, in our hallway. Just a nightmare, sweet pea, Mom soothes, rocking her. Just a bad dream. But it's not just hers, I scream inside my head. It's mine too. Why is she the only one who sees the monster? That's the unspoken terror. We share the dreamscape. We walk the same corridor. We taste the same pennies. We hear the same awful dragging sound. But only Ellie encounters whatever makes her scream like that. Only Ellie wakes up with scratches on her arm sometimes. Only Ellie looks at me afterward like I brought the horror home. Later, after Mom coaxes Ellie back into a fitful sleep, leaving the door wide open, the lock disabled, I sit at the rickety kitchen table. Dawn bleeds grey at the window. My mouth still tastes like pennies. My head throbs. On the table, scattered between cereal bowls, are Ellie's drawings from yesterday. She'd been quiet, withdrawn, clutching crayons like weapons. I shuffle through them, stick figures of her and Mom. A lopsided house, sunshine, then the others. My blood turns to ice. Crude, frantic sketches in waxy red and black. A long, dark tunnel. Green blocks. Blobs that could be pennies. And the thing she won't describe. It's just a shape, really. A massive, hunched scribble of darkness, outlined in violent red. But it has appendages. Too many. Long, thin, spindly things reaching out from the scribble. And in the center of the darkness, where a face might be, she's drawn 2 circles. Not eyes, hollows, empty, screaming holes, dragging itself forward, towards a tiny stick figure with yellow hair, towards Ellie. Schlup, schlup, schlup. The sound echoes in my memory, in my bones. It wasn't on the other side of the wall in the dream. It was the wall, moving, breathing. I push the drawings away, nausea rising. The pressure behind my eyes intensifies. It feels like something's trying to press its way out from the inside of my skull. I grip the edge of the table, knuckles white. It's my dream too. Why can't I see it? Why is it only hurting her? A small cold hand touches my arm. I jump a foot. Ellie stands beside me, silent as a ghost in her cow pajamas. Her eyes are still too wide, the pupils still dilated, swallowing the light. She doesn't look scared now. She looks empty, resigned. "Did you see it again?" I whisper, my voice rough. She shakes her head slowly, her gaze fixed on the horrific drawing of the scribble monster. Then she looks up at me, not with terror, with a chilling, ancient sadness. "It doesn't show you," she says, her voice a dry rasp. "It only shows me." "Why?" The word scrapes out. "Why you?" Ellie picks up the red crayon. Not looking at me, she draws a quick, crude line on the tabletop, a wavy line connecting the stick figure with yellow hair, her, to the other stick figure beside it, the one with brown scribbled hair. Me. She taps the crayon on the line connecting us. Then she points one small finger at the center of the hunched, scribbled darkness, with its too many limbs and screaming hollow eyes. "It comes through the crack," she whispers. "The crack between us." The pressure behind my eyes becomes a white-hot spike. I gasp, clapping a hand over my forehead. It feels like my skull is splitting open along a fault line I never knew existed. The taste of pennies is overwhelming, metallic and sour. The smell of wet stone and rotting sweetness floods my nostrils, stronger than ever. Real. Here. Ellie doesn't flinch. She just watches me with those huge, empty eyes. "It's easier," she murmurs, her voice flat, distant. "Going into the little one. Less noise. Less light." She tilts her head, a gesture that isn't hers. "You're too loud inside. Too bright. It hurts." She reaches out and touches my temple, right where the agony is concentrated. Her fingertip is ice cold. A jolt goes through me, a static shock of pure wrongness. For a split second, superimposed over Ellie's pale face, I see it, not clearly, a flicker, a suggestion of impossible angles, of grasping shadows, of those two bottomless, screaming hollows staring out from behind her eyes, staring at me. Then it's gone. Just Ellie, small, trembling, impossibly tired. She lowers her hand. The pressure in my head recedes to a dull, persistent throb. The smells fade, leaving only stale cereal and faint pipe smoke. The copper taste lingers. It's almost morning, she says, turning away and shuffling back towards her room. Her voice sounds small and fragile again, just a scared little girl. Time to sleep. The corridor will be waiting. She pauses at her doorway, not looking back. Don't dream too deep, Ben, she whispers. It might notice you looking back. The door doesn't close. She leaves it open. An invitation or a warning. I stare at the crude red line connecting our stick figures on the table. The crack between us. The bridge the monster uses. My head throbs in time with my heartbeat. The pennies still taste real, and the silence of the apartment isn't silence anymore. It's the held breath before the schlup 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 starts again. Coming from much, much closer now. From the crack inside my own head.